It happened. I cried during an X-Men movie. It made me cry. And all I can say is I sat there alone because, you know, Jay's on vacation in the movie theater, holding my popcorn and my Butterfingers, tears running out of my 3D glasses, and I just thought, it's happening. Accept this. Don't be ashamed of it. My body is ready.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it.
Hey guys, if you're like me, you're gonna walk out of this movie, you're gonna have popcorn on your shirt, you're gonna have Butterfinger on your shirt, you're gonna have tears and other assortments of treats all over your shirt and all over your clothes because either you forgot to get napkins or it wouldn't matter if you did have napkins. Because you're so involved in the awesomeness that's happening on screen, you're not gonna look away. You're just gonna be wiping crap on your face and throwing food at it. Also, when you walk out, you're gonna wanna buy some X-Men stuff because this movie's awesome. So go to jackofalltradesclothing.com. There's a link in the description box below. I wanna say a special thank you. They sent me this shirt. Can you see it? Can you see it? Which is awesome. It's a Days of Future Past t-shirt. It's got Wolverine on it. I'll have a banner up at the end of the video so you can see exactly how you can get this shirt. You're gonna love it. So, Days of Future Past. Holy crap, guys. I read all the good reviews for this. I went in with all the hype and it did not let me down one bit. First off, I've been a huge X-Men fan my entire life. That was mostly the comic books I read. I was a late 80s, early 90s child when I was reading these comic books and I just loved it. I love Bishop, I love Gambit, I love Wolverine, even though Gambit's not in this. I loved all of it. So I grew up with this. It's really important to me that they fix some of the stuff that was wrong in this movie, and by God they did. I won't say how, this is a spoiler-free review. I'm not going to give anything away here, but there's some new X-Men in this movie that we haven't seen on screen before. They do a great job with all of them. Even though a lot of them don't get a lot of screen time, the setting that they're in when they get their screen time is perfect. The movie really focuses on the main characters. You're gonna have the X-Men that you dreamed of seeing on screen. What I mean by that is, when you watch The Last Stand, it was just like a, oh, look at this character, he does this. Now let's move on, he was pointless. Let's show this character, he does this cool thing. Let's move on just to fit all these guys in. In this movie, from the very start of it, they work together. They look and act and work together like X-Men. And it's not just in the danger room. From the very start of the movie, and it just takes off. Right as we get going, it takes off. It feels like a comic book. The way the action works, the way they're all working on screen together, everything's happening at once, and it's just like, there's a portal opening here and Bishop's over here and this is happening here, and it's so much for your eyes to feast on. It's crazy. And it looks like a comic book without trying to. It's really amazing the way they do the action scenes in this movie. And then you cut from that, you've got all the lore and all the fun X-Men team-ups that are going on throughout this movie, but the main center of the movie, it just smacks you in the chest with emotion. Like, seriously. This is the scene I'm talking about that I cried at. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it deals with so much more things than you would expect an X-Men movie to deal with. This movie has everything in it. It's got the fun comic book action. It's got these emotional scenes that you're like, where did that shit come from? I didn't even know I cared about this part that much. But now I really freaking am upset, and I'm inspired at the same time, and the words and the writing are awesome. There's just some lines in this movie that will just like cut you to the core that are amazing. And it's not just that. It's not just the drama movie that focuses solely on that. This is all happening in the middle of the coolest action scenes ever, in the middle of the Sentinels, in the middle of Peter Dinklage, who does an awesome job as Trask. You would think, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you'd think watching it, you're just going to think of Tyrion the whole time. But he's such a good actor. He brings that humor, but not the same kind of humor at all. Like, he's a completely different character and he pulls it off awesomely. They take it so seriously in such an awesome way. The core group of X-Men, who they're characters that you know. You know, they're characters that we followed through all these movies, and they don't slight them at all. They dig really deep into each character emotionally, and then you've got all these side things going on. Like I said, the awesome X-Men battles that are going on with the Sentinels in the future and the past, and then you've got, on top of that, Quicksilver, who's introduced. A lot of people are complaining he doesn't have enough screen time. I'm okay with that. When he is on screen, it is awesome. It is a really cool scene, what they did technically and technologically with this. The way that they shot that scene, I'm not sure how they did it, but they do some really amazing stuff with Quicksilver while he's on screen. And Quicksilver was really funny. When he was on screen, you were laughing, but when things got really serious, I don't think he would have fit as well, so I'm all right with that. Now, let's talk about what they do with the other movies. Let's just say that they do clean up a lot of stuff. You're going to be happy about that, and I'll leave it alone. Now, there's some question as to, I got to see the movie again personally. Me, even, I'm not just going to lie about it and act like I know. I really have to watch it again and really pick some stuff apart and be like, did they really cover that tiny, tiny hole there? This tiny, tiny hole? But in the broad spectrum of things, they go back and they fix everything that was wrong with the previous X-Men movies. As far as I can tell, they fixed it, and it makes you so happy to see. And it's I'm in all of this movie, guys. It was amazing from start to finish. And I'm going to give it a 10. I can't help it. I'm going to give it a 10. The comedy's there throughout the whole movie. Wolverine's hilarious in this movie. Every character in this movie felt like they were supposed to be. I never watched this. And when I watch the other X-Men movies, I'm sitting here thinking, I wish they would show more of this. I wish they would follow that storyline. Where are we going here? This is kind of boring. Never felt that in this movie. It always felt like they were giving me exactly what I wanted to be seeing with my own two eyes on screen. And as an X-Men fan, if you're a fan of the comics, a fan of the show, the animated series, all that stuff, you're just going to absolutely freak over this movie. You're going to love it just like I did. I give it an absolute 10. Go see X-Men Days of Future Past, and we will dig way deeper into this movie with our spoiler review coming up very soon. Question of the day, what is your favorite X-Men character of all time? Whether it be comic books, the movies, whatever. Who was your favorite X-Men and why? Comment below, let me know. I'm Mike from WeWatchedAMovie, and we'll see you guys next time.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it.